Hi guys, I promised you a hair tutorial and I'm bringing you a hair tutorial. I've had so many people ask me how I do my hair, requesting a hair tutorial. I had originally planned to get it up in March. It did not get up in March, obviously, but it is early April. So if you want to see how I do my hair from shampoo to finish, stick around. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Andi, and I'm really happy that you're here. Okay, before you start any hair journey, you need to figure out what hair type you have. That's going to determine what kind of products you use. Some products are too heavy for some hair types. Some products don't give enough hold, volume, etc. to every hair type. So my hair is medium density. It's not real thick, but it's not super thin either. Medium density, and it's kind of fine. It's kind of between fine and medium. And my curl pattern, I'm going to put a chart right up here. And this tells you your curl pattern. Anybody with natural curly hair doesn't just have one of these. There's usually a combination of several. I am anywhere between a 2A and a 3A. Depends on what products I use. It depends on how I do my hair. It depends on what day it is, as far as, is it day 3? Is it day 4? Also depends on humidity and all of that. Another thing I will tell you is try not to use a terry cloth towel. I use t-shirts. I have so many old t-shirts, so I use an old t-shirt. There are also t-shirt towels, and I will put a link in the description box below of an Amazon link where you can get a t-shirt towel, or you can use a microfiber towel. Just try not to use a terry cloth towel because that will give you frizz. Okay, so I just shampooed, and I use this quite a bit. This is the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Shampoo. It has shea butter, peppermint, apple cider vinegar. Cleanse and nourish natural, chemically processed, or heat-styled hair. And this is what that looks like. It's a brown color. And then this is the conditioner that goes with it. You know, these aren't pretty because these are what I use a lot. Kind of gross looking. This is what's in my shower all the time. I don't use them every time I shampoo, but I use them most times. I do like to kind of rotate in and out. Now, when I take my hair out of my t-shirt, I do comb it out like I did. And then I take water bottle. I normally use a continuous spray water bottle, but it's downstairs. And I don't feel like going and getting it, but your hair needs to be pretty wet when you put your products in it. That is going to help lock in the moisture, and it's going to keep you from frizzing. So I do wet my hair down. And anytime your hair feels like it's getting a little dry, you need to wet it down. First product I use is this Bedhead Queen for a Day. This is a thickening spray for insane volume and texture. Now, I don't know about insane volume, but it does give me volume. And I usually just put that right at my roots of my hair. And now it's time for leave-in. I always use, this is the generic value products. You get these at Sally's. Most of my products are these. I do have a license. I can go get the real thing, but the Cosmoprof where I live, their hours and my hours do not connect. So I usually end up going to Sally's because they're open until 9 and get these. It's really the same thing. It's the same thing. So this is the generic of the Nexus Humectress Moisturizing Conditioner. I use this as a leave-in. I put about that much in my hair. And I also will use the Potion 9, the Sebastian Potion 9. And the reason I use both of these is because one is for moisture and the other is for nutrients. Sometimes I will use and then I'm just raking it in. I'm kind of like using the praying hands method and also raking at the same time. And then what I do is take my fingers and finger comb them, lift it away from my scalp. But I want to make sure that it is all incorporated into my hair. Now, when I go to blow dry, I will pull you back a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing, because I'm a little close right now. And the last hair tutorial I did, I was out of frame for half of it. So there's that. Okay, so sometimes instead of using the Potion 9, I will use the Hask 5-in-1 Keratin Protein Spray. I like it also. I also like the Not Your Mother's 10-in-1. It's a dupe for it's a 10. I couldn't remember it. Okay, so now I use my curl cream. And this is the Ion Curl Cream. This says Curl Styling Cream. There are 2 of these. There's one that's a little bit lighter green. I like this one better. I use about that much. And then I'm going to take the dupe for the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. And I'm just going to put a little bit, just a tiny, tiny bit in there. And I'm going to apply it the same way. Praying hands, concentrating on about this far away from my scalp to the ends. And then I go through and rake it through. And I do the same thing with my fingers. I pull it out away from my head. You don't want it stuck to your head. And then I scrunch. And when you scrunch, you want to hear it. You want to hear that it's that wet. Now I go in with my gel. And this is the dupe or the generic version of the Matrix Amplify Volumizing System Thick Boost Gel. It is not a thick gel. It is a very thin gel, which is what I like. And I use about the size of a quarter to a 50-cent piece, usually about a quarter. Do the same thing. You want to make sure that you're getting the back of your hair. Pulling it away from my scalp. And then I just use one more thing before I dry, and that is a foam. I like the foamers. I don't like the aerosol. This is about 5 pumps. I don't like the aerosol mousses. They make my hair way too crunchy. I don't like that. Now this, I'm going to use the praying hands method also. Very lightly. And then I'm going to rake it through. And make sure I get my roots. No, my hair is very, very wet right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my t-shirt, or you can use a dry t-shirt. I usually just use a dry part of my t-shirt, and I'm going to go in. And I'm just going to scrunch and squeeze. I want to get some of that moisture out because I don't need all of that in my hair. Some people will call this micro plopping. I just call it scrunching with my t-shirt. You guys, this is not a fancy tutorial. I don't finger coil. I don't use a brush to coil. I don't do any of that because I don't have time. This is very practical hair tutorial. This is nothing fancy. This is my every time I shampoo, which is about once a week. As you can see, I need my hair colored, but you can also see my scalp. Like, my hair is not thick. It is not thick at all. And once you think you've gotten enough of the moisture out, then you're going to plop your hair. You're going to take your t-shirt, the bottom of your t-shirt. I should have probably used a different color t-shirt. The bottom of your t-shirt is going to go toward you. You're going to put your hair down in the middle of this toward the bottom. I hope you guys can see this. You're going to pull your sides and meet in the back. You're going to pull the neck of it up. And you're going to have these two tails. And you're going to tie them in the front. Some people tie them in the back. Some people will pull it back and do it that way. Now I do this and I leave it plopped for about 15-20 minutes. Sometimes I'll go do my makeup, I'll do whatever. It's going to kind of absorb some more of that moisture. Also, it's going to kind of lock in that scrunch, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So we're going to plop and then I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, you guys, let's finish this up. I took my hair down. What I do is I kind of shake it from the scalp so that it's not laying directly on my scalp. I actually filmed me taking it down, but I wasn't recording. So I'm glad I caught that. This is my hair dryer. My hair dryer is an M-Force. It's nothing special. It is a ceramic dryer. I got it at Marshall's. I've gotten 3 of these at Marshall's, and I like them. This is my favorite diffuser. This is the Black Orchid diffuser. I like it because it has these fingers, and it helps with lifting the hair up. My dryer came with a diffuser that was fine, but I wanted the Black Orchid. The Black Orchid is not expensive. I always have a link to it in my description box below under hair tools. This is a snozzle. This is a universal adapter. So I put this on just like this. Now the rest of this is going to be a voiceover because hair dryer. I'm putting you out a little further so you can see what I'm doing. I always start with my head over. You want to make sure that when you blow dry your hair or diffuse your hair, that you're flipping your head from side to side. You don't want your hair to dry in one particular spot, as far as just all on the left, all on the right, all, with your head over top of you. And what I'm doing right now is called hover diffusing, and that you're just hovering your diffuser over top, and you're going to be getting, most of that moisture out before you actually go in and start scrunching the hair with the diffuser. So now I'm going to start to scrunch my hair, letting the diffuser work for me. You want to try not to touch your hair with your hands while you're drying it until it's 100% dry, because that will always make you a little bit more frizzy. So I'm just letting the bowl of the diffuser work for me. Those fingers that are coming out of the diffuser, I am using that to help scrunch my hair. I'm over directing at the root, and that's where you're going to, it just helps to give you volume. I'm concentrating on the roots of my hair to make sure that the roots of my hair are completely dry before I start on the ends of my hair. Now I'm going to start using that bowl of the diffuser and start drying the ends, and I am again scrunching them up with the bowl. It's okay to touch your hair a little bit if you're trying to maneuver it into the bowl, or if you're trying to check and see if it's dry. Sometimes I will put my hands near my scalp just to make sure that the hair by my scalp is also dry. Here I'm just checking to see if my hair is dry, and I'm kind of pulling it out from my scalp a little bit as I go. Again, volume. And then once my hair is dry, you're going to see me, I call it zhuzhing. I'm zhuzhing my hair. There's no real good word for it. All I'm doing is just pulling it out from my scalp again and making sure that I have volume and making sure it's dry, separating the curls and all of that because I don't like clumps of curls. I just shake it out a little bit. I don't touch it yet. I get hair oil. You can use any hair oil. This is the Wilforia, and this is my favorite hair oil. However, they don't make it anymore. I just found out not too long ago that they stopped making it and I can't get it anymore. I just do 2 pumps of that. And then I just kind of graze it over my hair to start out with. And then I scrunch. And if you have a cast on your hair, if you have any kind of crunch in it, this is where you would scrunch out your crunch. But I use a hair oil every day. Like even when I refresh, or if I just wake up and run a hair oil through my hair and scrunch it in. I use a hair oil every day. Hask makes a really good argan oil, hair oil. I have that over there actually. It's one of my favorites as well. Man, I really need to do my color. I have to wait till next weekend. So that's it, guys. That is my hair tutorial. That is how I do my hair every time I shampoo or even wet it down. Maybe sometimes halfway through the week, I will wet it down under a shower. I will use a co-shampoo or just a conditioner and go in there and really like manipulate my scalp and anything like that, get all the oils or whatever off. I don't have very oily scalp, but there are days, especially in the summer, where my scalp gets a little gross, and I will use a scalp scrub or an apple cider vinegar treatment. I use the Pacifica on both of those. Those are always listed under the hair products I'm loving right now in my description box below, always. So that is it. And then after it cools down a little bit, then I just take it and I just kind of put things where they lay the best. I really appreciate all of your requests. Anytime you want to see me do something, please put it in the comments below. I take all of that into consideration when I'm filming new videos, and I love new ideas, and I just love talking to you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you hanging out with me while I do my hair tutorial. Everyone have a great day, and until our next adventure, we'll see you later.